But I really, appreciate the opportunity to come to meet each one of you. And I want to thank CAA's mission and vision to make this conference possible, especially for the leadership, Andy Zhang, Copley, and thank for Hoini's arrangement for me to be here. And also the local leadership, Jessica, Ron, thank you so much for putting this together. And also, yes, also I want to introduce, I'm the founding member of International Leadership Foundation. One of our advisors, George, he's here, and also Executive Director Zhu Xiaozi is here today. Zhu Xiaozi is, he graduated from MIT, and he's kind of elite, I would say, leader in our community, and most importantly, he put his son into Harvard College, and I think that's what we care about. Well, originally I'm talking about the entrepreneurship. I'm talking about what we are doing. But after I listened to Ed's speech and after I look at the theme of your conference, I just want to share with you some of my personal story and how we can work together in the future. But first of all, I just wanted to share with you about my work. I'm the president of Asian American Pacific Islander Chamber of Commerce and Entrepreneurship. We have about 30 partners throughout the United States. They are statewide Asian Chamber, like a California Asian Chamber, and Michigan Asian Chamber. And we issue this policy agenda. And we represent them to speak in Washington, D.C. It's one voice. We want to make sure, like access to capital, contracting opportunities, that we create opportunity for AAPI business owners. And a lot of you here are very successful business people, and you know business better than I do. But I would like to collaborate with you in the future how we promote AAPI business together. We have about 1.9 Asian business owners in the United States, 1.9 million Asian business owners in the United States. And we are growing fast. We have a fast growing ethnic group in the United States. And each year, we generate about 700 billion revenue. We generate the revenue equals the combine of Hispanic, African American, and Native American. We have achieved tremendously. We contribute significantly in this country. But when I'm in Washington, D.C., whenever there's a big event from Hispanic community, from Black community, the President of the United States always show up. Whenever there's an Asian event, we have to beg candidates to come. Why? What's the problem with us? So that is important to have a CAA to be exist. And I have seen other nonprofit organizations. I know they are doing very good things, but we need to keep a balance. I really, really support CAA's mission and the direction need to go in the future. That's I think also the major theme of the Ed's speech. When I came to this country, like each one of you, I'm a new immigrant. And each one of you, your story could be a great story in the book. And you demonstrate very good example for our kids, for our next generation. But there's a lot of American dream we want to fulfill, which we cannot. I remember when I came here, And my father came to see me. And at that time, I stayed, I kind of building a good relationship with our neighborhood, with trying to engage with mentoring America. I remember one time, my father had a dinner with a school board member, school board superintendent. And he asked my father, the wife asked very good couple. The wife asked my father, oh, you'll come here to see your daughter. Tell me about America. What do you think about this country? Which part do you like about this country? And my father thought about that. And he said, I think the weather is so beautiful. And then he asked another question, which part you don't like about this country? And my father thought about that, and he said, crime. And the wife immediately said, do you know Southeast Asian? Those people bring crime to the United States. So that words really, really hurt me. Because for them, we are all the same group. You guys, you new immigrants, you bring crime to the United States. Another time, I had a conversation with my landlord at that time. And, I say, hey, my parents spent so much money on me to educate me. Now I'm in the United States. I love this country. I want to contribute my golden age to this country. And my landlord immediately said, I say, I think we are the new blood to this country. And my landlord immediately said, United States do not need new blood in this country. We have enough immigrants, and they are coming to take advantage of our social security system. So at that time, I was thinking, what's wrong? I want to be American. I want to be a part of this country. Why people treat me differently? And then I realized, unless we have voice, unless we let us visible, we will be an invisible group. Since then, I got involved in politics. I helped Governor P. Wilson, state of California, to get elected. And then later on, I helped George W. Bush to get elected. And then I was appointed as a commissioner of the White House Initiative on Asian American Pacific Islander. And 3 months later, they called me and offered me a job as Deputy Assistant Secretary at the U.S. Department of Commerce. But through the process, I kind of started engage with other ethnic groups, the Black community, Hispanic community, Latino community. As a matter of fact, a week ago, we had a press conference event together with some Secretary of Commerce, Wilbur Ross, to collaborate with U.S. Census to make sure everybody counts. So that's a way we can enhance our position. But through the process, I feel sorry for our community because we have accomplished so much. By the year 2050, we'll have a 10% of the population. We come to this country, we represent actually 40 different countries as an Asian group. And also we speak about 100 different dialects. And we are a very, very unique group. But what's wrong with us? Why we become invisible? I remember one of my friends, he was the mayor of Sacramento. At that time, he was a city council. And he said, he decided not to run. So therefore, the whole city council member, they say, okay, you will be the interim mayor of Sacramento because he was not going to run. So we're going to have elect somebody else. So they feel safe to put him as interim mayor. And then later on, he told me, he said, Chiling, I have never been in this position. I did not know how important this position is. and how much resources we can share with the community. Unless you are at the table, you will never be able to share resources. You will never be able to get involved in political process. You will never be able to get a decision-making process. You will not get your share. You will not get your part. Some people, they come here, they're very enthusiastic. They want to get involved in American politics, which is good. But a lot of time, when politicians come to our event, they collect all the money, they collect all the checks. All we want to do is take a picture with politicians. They don't care what's the policy about. We don't care how many appointments they're going to offer to our community. Why do we write a check to them? We don't demand anything back. That is not right. For me, when I get involved in the process, I was very, very frustrated. Like a lot of you, English is not my original language. I speak Chinese. I consider myself as a Chinese, of course, a Chinese American. So when I talk to them, I feel kind of frustrated because I feel I like a handicap. And a lot of time, all my colleagues, they talk. I really don't know what they're talking about, but they can talk for hours. And then during the meeting, when I try to interrupt them, there's no way I can break their conversation. They just keep talking. And then after they talk, they kind of talk all the ideas. I cannot even contribute myself to the conversation. Like we are not part of this society. We are not part of the negotiation. And then I realized a lot of times language is important, but that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is our ability, what you can accomplish. What we have accomplished is tremendous. The education, we are the highest education group among all the ethnic groups. Accomplishment or median income, we are the highest, we are the best. I feel we are so good. But why we are so silent? Why we are such an invisible group? Why people do not pay attention to our votes? Why people don't pay attention to our group? That's not the way we want to be here in the United States. Especially for our next generation. A lot of parents, we understand they don't want their child to have a risky business. They want them to be professional, they want to be a lawyer, they want to be CA, CPA, doctor. That's very, very good, stable job. But we really need the leaders from our community. If we don't train our leaders from our community, we gave the opportunity, we gave the chance to other people, let other people to lead us. They will never pay attention to us, just like what's happening in Harvard University. So far, if you talk about member of Congress, we only have like 18 member of Congress. And all of them are Democrats, except one, Amanda Red-Wagon from Samoa. And she cannot vote. She cannot even vote. So I respect all of them, but I really don't want to our community go to one way instead of another. We have to keep our balance. Look at the number. Our senior executive in federal government is only 4.4%. We are going to have a 10% of the population in 2050. And for Fortune 500 board, we only have 3%. Fortune 500 CEO, we only have a 2.2%. And law firm partner, we only have 3%. And the university president, we only have less 1%. Ed has mentioned about leadership, sociability, or personality. Yes, maybe they are not right, but we have to train our next generation leader to be a better leader. in every field of the industry. So that's why 20 years ago, I formed International Leadership Foundation. You will see this newsletter from your desk, from your table, and also a program book to talk about our program. We have a civil fellowship. We train college students, intern at the White House Federal Agency and also Capitol Hill. They don't need to work for the government in the future, but they have to be leaders. They have to understand public policy. So if you have any college students in your home, your niece, your nephew, please contact Zhu Xiaodi, and he will share with you the application. The application start open this month and will end on December 31st. Before I close my my presentation, my remarks, also I really want to echo Ed's speech. My husband recently has been nominated by President Trump as Assistant Secretary of International Aviation at the Department of Transportation. When we met in Sacramento, he has all the qualifications. He graduated from Harvard Business School, he went to Georgetown, he's an Army guy, he has everything, he writes well, he speaks well, he's Caucasian, and he's a good American boy. When he also worked for old George Bush, the senior George Bush. So after he realized he was about to defeat it, he moved to Sacramento. That's where we met. And he didn't have a job, and he had to start all over as a field representative for Assemblyman. And then later on, we both helped George W. Bush got elected. And then I offered a job, like 3 months later, as a commissioner and also deputy assistant secretary. It took him a year and 2 months to get an offer from the Department of, I got an offer from Commerce, and he got an offer from Transportation. So he shared with me his suffering, his challenge, and he is a Caucasian. So if we say discrimination, the lie discriminates against everybody in this country. It's not because of the face, it's not because of the racial, it's because of politics. It's just very, very difficult. So it took him a year and 2 months to get a job, which I got a year before. So therefore, what I'm saying, this country is a place we really want to be. Not now, not only now, but also in the future. We want this place for our children. There is more freedom in this country than any other place. And we are here to share our American dream. Everyone in this country should have an equal opportunity to achieve success and prosperity through determination, hard work, and initiative. We don't know whether we'll be able to see in our generation, but I definitely believe our next generation will have a better future than we are. And we hope in our lifetime we'll be able to see Chinese American President of the United States. Thank you.